Alrighty, and welcome back inside the Alumni Healthy Living Center for the second part of today's doubleheader in the WNE Invitational. It'll be the Golden Bears taking on the visiting Smith College Pioneers in game number 2. We've switched venues, still in the HLC. However, we've gone from the traditional basketball court over to the recreational gymnasium due to some moisture and condensation on the court from a air conditioning issue that has not been resolved, but we have found drier courts, and we're about 5 minutes away from tip-off between the Pioneers and the Golden Bears. Western New England coming off a 3-0 sweep of Elms College earlier this afternoon, and for Smith College, the Pioneers dropped 3-1 to Western Connecticut State University, so Western Connecticut will be the de facto champions of this invitational. Western New England and Smith playing for second, and Elms will finish in third place. But for the Golden Bears, it was Olivia Lathrop carrying the statistics once again in that last matchup. She had 7 kills. That was a team high for her with 9 points. And Western New England just had a pretty dominant performance from start to beginning. They only let up a total of 33 points combined. They scored 75. It was 25-7, 25-20, and 25-6. Don't have the scores for you from the game between Smith and Western Connecticut State, only the fact that Smith College won set number 2. For the Pioneers, headed into this game, that was their first loss of the season. They lost 2-1, or they're now 2-1 entering this afternoon's contest. They knocked off Elms in the opener for their WNBA Invitational last night by a final of 3-0, winning 25-14, 25-15, and 25-19. They are only playing their 4th game of the season so far, and they had been unbeaten going into this earlier contest between Smith and Western Connecticut State. They'd only dropped 1 set in their previous 2 games, so a very talented team for Smith College. And earlier in their season opener, they beat Simmons 3-0 back on September 2nd. Some key players to look at. Statistics, once again, will be the same as if they were just beginning this WNE Invitational. So through their 1 contest for the Pioneers, so these are all statistics against Simmons. May Lee Smith had 14 kills in the season opener, the sophomore out of Cypress, California. We have a lot of California and Midwest players on this Smith College team. A lot of recruiting done by head coach Fran Vandermeer. Also in that opener, 20 assists for Dyra Diaz-Marquez. She had 20 for the Pioneers. They did have 11 service errors against Simmons, something to look forward to in this contest. Both teams have struggled a bit in their service game. Jenna Rubin had 3 blocks for Smith that could cause problems for Western New England and potential matchup with Olivia Lathrop going down the middle of that Smith defense. We'll see how that matchup turns out this afternoon as well. And also worth noting, Western New England, in terms of players on their roster, 13 roster spots available for the Golden Bears. Smith College choosing only to carry 9 players. They just finished their game no more than about 35-40 minutes ago. This will be their first doubleheader of the year. That last match went 4 sets. Will fatigue be an issue for Smith College? As actually they are still on the other court getting some last-minute nutrition in, and they will be on the court shortly. And while we have this moment in the pregame show, I'd like to welcome you back into the HLC Fieldhouse. My name is Tim Culverhouse. I have the play-by-play for you this afternoon and throughout the season for Western New England University Athletics, and you are watching this game live on the Golden Bears Sports Network, and that's powered by the PAC Network. And special thanks once again to the Office of Alumni Affairs and the Alumni Association of Western New England University for helping with today's broadcast. And this pregame show, going to take a look around the west of the action here for Western New England University. Some other athletic events going on off campus. We have the men's soccer team in the consolation game of the Oneonta Mayor's Cup. They are deadlocked right now with Rochester Institute of Technology. That game is in the 71st minute, tied with the Tigers. Up in Plymouth, New Hampshire, the women's soccer team is trailing 3-0 to the Plymouth State University Panthers. An early goal in that first half, only 9 minutes and 57 seconds in. And 2 late ones has Western New England down 3-0 with about 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in that. And then last check out in Westfield State, the field hockey team trailing 5-0 to the Owls. That game is just about to go final for Westfield State, and as I say that, we're just about ready to begin here for Western New England and Smith College, the finale of the doubleheader of this year's 2014 WNE Invitational. It will be Elms and Western Connecticut State over on the far court, and on this near court, the game you'll be watching along with me, it will be Smith College and Western New England University. We'll have the action for you on the Golden Bears Sports Network as Western New England will host the Pioneers of Smith. Western New England, where we're broadcasting from today, based out of Springfield, Massachusetts, and Smith just up the road in Northampton. Smith coming into this contest at 2-1 overall, and the Golden Bears of Western New England at 4-2. Smith going through their final warm-ups right in front of you, as we will have the opening tip-off shortly. Expected to see a lot of the same starters we saw for Western New England in their opener. They've had a bit of a breather after the sweep of Elms College. They've had about an hour and 15 minutes to reacclimate themselves to this very warm gymnasium. Smith only finished up their last game about 35 minutes ago. That's why they're getting these last-minute practice hits in. And Western New England will be ready for them, as these teams will be doing battle. They met last year in the WNE Invitational. I'll pull up the statistics for you right about now. And for for Smith College, it was actually a non-invitational game, just a regular non-conference game that was played in Northampton a year ago. Western New England won by a final of 3-1. They won set 1, 25-16, set 2, 25-19. Smith took set 3, 25-20, and then Western New England rounded out the game with a 25-17 set 4 victory. At the time, Western New England actually improved to 9-0. Smith, that was their first loss of the season. And in that game, it was Casey Cameron with 14 kills, and Jenna Luke and Jessica Sinchero with plenty of assists. 23 for Luke, 21 for Sinchero. 5 team blocks for the Golden Bears. Smith, 18 team blocks. So even though Western New England had trouble getting it through the front line of the Pioneers last year, they were able to come away with a victory. Service errors 5 for each team, as Western New England was able to knock off the Pioneers just under a year ago. That game was in Northampton. But we will be a couple minutes away from tip-off. I'll send you with some sounds of the gym before the opening tip between the Pioneers and the Western New England University Golden Bears. You're watching this game live on the Golden Bears Sports Network, powered by the PAC Network. Tim Culverhouse with the call for you. We'll have it for you just momentarily here on GBSN. And we are just about ready for tip-off here between Western New England and Smith College in Part 2 of the WNE Invitational, as the Golden Bears will take on the Pioneers. And with that, we are just about ready to roll as we get underway here. And on the service, we had Samantha Dangleron. And with that, Western New England gives up and scores an early point, and now it is 1-0 in favor of the Golden Bears. The scoreboard's actually underneath us, so I'll do my best to keep track of the game as we go along with it. But an early 1-0 lead for the Golden Bears. The serve will be Kaharski. Usual starters out there for Western New England. Good dig out by Smith. Going for the tip was Allison Hardy, and yes, she gets that one to fall over right on top. And we're tied at 1. On the serve, where's Lauren Schaefer out of Downey, California? On the near side, on the kill coming was Armstrong, but it's blocked at the net. It's a miscommunication, sends it over to number 2, Dyra Diaz Marquez. Lathrop goes for the tip, but that's dug out. Defensively sent over. Kaharski. Sincero on the near side. It's Armstrong, but right there was Maylee Smith. And getting that one over for the Pioneers was Samantha Dangleron. And it's an early 2-1 lead for the visitors. On the serve, that's Schaefer. Going to go on that far side, and a bad set by Sincero. Carolyn Hajusek had nowhere to go with it and simply caught it. So it's now 3-1 for the Pioneers. Schaefer to serve once again. Spins that one over, right to Kornberg. Set on the near side, it's Armstrong, and she puts an awful lot on that, but it's tipped out of bounds for a point for the Golden Bears. 3-2 to score in favor of the team in dark blue. Western New England in the royal blue, white trim on the jerseys, moving right to left in this first set. Smith in the navy blue on the far side. Dug out by Kornberg. Luke on the far side, Sincero. Good dig by Maylee Smith. Moving on the far side, it's Diaz Marquez, and a diving opportunity by Luke goes out of play. This is not a hardwood floor, a very composite material, not as much slide or give, but there's no moisture. That's why we have switched sides of the gym. Kornberg on the dig, going to the far side, it's Armstrong. That one is sent high up and into the backboard on the basketball hoop over this gym, and that was Julie Voorhees, the libero. That is in play, goes out of bounds, so it's a point for the Golden Bears. They still trail 4-3. And to serve for Western New England will be Kendra Ouimet, senior out of Conway. Voorhees on the set, goes far side to Maylee Smith. Caught that one too flush and goes out of bounds, and that ties the score at 4. Ouimet to serve once again. Spins that one over. It's dug out by Smith. And on the kill, coming from Diaz Marquez, well out of play, and that back end. And Western New England takes the lead 5-4. Ouimet. The jump serve just over. Diving was Allison Hardy, got a piece of it. And Smith has to defensively send it over. Bad set from Jenna Luke, and it's an opportunity now for the Pioneers. Diaz Marquez right over the top of the block and in on that far sideline. About a foot of space to the baseline as well. And that ties it at 5. Allison Hardy to serve. Out of Nashville, Tennessee, she's a sophomore. A lot of room on that far side. Don't have the bleachers to work with over on this side of the court. Going for the kill, blocked at the net. But a good recovery. That's Maylee Smith. That was blocked by Armstrong and Casey Cameron. Or that was Lamette, excuse me, and Cameron. But out of play and a point for the Pioneers. 11. Hardy to serve with the lead 6-5. And Lamette service error well out of play on that far baseline. Lamette watches it go out. And teams trading point 6-6 to score. Number 6, Lily Lathrop to serve. Low one, and that caught the Smith defense sleeping. And Maylee Smith had to dive and sent it right back into her own net. So Western New England takes the lead, 7-6. Lathrop to Voorhees. Going up for the underhand tip. That was Maylee Smith. And avoiding that net. Lathrop on the kill. Make that Skabinski on the left side of that defense. And yes. 2-point advantage now for the Golden Bears. Lathrop to serve. Look up by Maylee Smith. That's Diaz Marquez. And a miss hit from Shella Miller, the freshman out of Granada Hills, California. X-E-L-A, Shella Miller. 3-point advantage for the Golden Bears. Maylee Smith on the dig, coming on the near side to Allison Hardy. Way too much behind that one, out of bounds. And Western New England's got a good run going right now. 10-6 the score. On the far side, it's going to be Miller. Goes for the tip. Dug out by Cameron. On the far side, it's Sinchero, out of bounds. Sinchero appealing for the tip. And it is to no avail. Make that 10-7. The serve will be Voorhees, the libero for the squad, wearing the lone white jersey. Goes over the other white jersey, and that was Kaharski bouncing around at the net, and it's a point for the Golden Bears. (11-7) the score. There's some moisture on the court. Over on the Smith side, Maylee Smith wiping it down. Normally the recreational gym here at Western New England University, but multi-purpose being used for this varsity invitational in the NCAA Division III. As on the far court, looks like Western Connecticut State has a 22-12 lead over Elms. 11 serving 7. It will be Sinchero to do that after the brief pause. The righty spins that one over. It's dug out by Smith. Maylee Smith on the cross-court kill attempt goes out of bounds. And Western New England's up by 5. Sinchero works down that far sideline. Maylee Smith tipped over by Lauren Schaefer, but into the net. And Schaefer with the attack error, as improving the lead are the Golden Bears, and that forces head coach Fran Vandermeer to take a timeout for the Pioneers. Directly underneath us are the team benches here. It's a interesting setup we have here in the HLC Fieldhouse. Normally the recreational gym, but now with the courts over on the other side of the curtain deemed too wet to play, we will stay in this very warm environment as everybody here in the HLC is sweating it out on this Saturday afternoon. Some air conditioning issues, but play volleyball still. Next broadcast on the Golden Bears Sports Network will be on Tuesday afternoon, as the women's soccer team is back in action at Supernan Field. I'll have the call for you, Tim Culverhouse, just before 4 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon for some women's soccer, Supernan Field. And out of the timeout by Smith, it will be Sinchero to continue serving. 13-7 the score in favor of the Golden Bears. And Sinchero is ready to go, the sophomore. Had a solid performance in the last match against Elms, but pretty much everybody did. Haley Smith on the dig. Diaz Marquez on the set. Miller doesn't get enough power behind it. It's an opportunity for Western New England. But we will have a violation called, and it will result in a point for the Pioneers. Legal rotation. And Smith regains the serve, trailing 13-8. Haley Smith gets it over, dug into the net, and a net violation called against Jessica Sinchero. You are not allowed to touch the net with any part of your body in volleyball, and she did so. Point for the Pioneers, looking to improve to 3-1 on the year. Western New England looking to improve to 5-2. Blocked at the net, off the hand of Cameron, tipped over by Miller. Right down the middle, that was Hajusek, but Smith gets a piece of it. Diaz Marquez, Sinchero for the Golden Bears. Now on the near side, it's Casey Cameron. Tipped a couple of times right at the net. Nice last second tip by Lauren Schaefer. A reactionary shot. Gets a piece of it. 13-10 now in favor of the Golden Bears, as Smith is staging a bit of a rally. Smith lobs that over to Kaharski. Sinchero, we're going to try the near side with Hajusek, and yes. Allison Hardy rose her hand there for a brief second to say, I could have had that one, but a lot of power on the kill. And opens up a 4-point lead for the Golden Bears, 14-10. Alana Kornberg to serve for Western New England. Jump serve, low, dug out, and it's going to be an ace. Miss hit from Hardy. And Kornberg, one of the better servers on this team, opens up a 5-point lead. Kornberg. Last second decision by Diaz Marquez. She was unsure if that was going in. Just stuck up the left hand. She is out of Bayamon, Puerto Rico. And we have the second timeout taken by Coach Fran Vandermeer. Her team trailing by 5. And Kornberg, 2 solid serves in a row, is giving Western New England a 5-point advantage in set number 1, taking on the Smith College Pioneers in the finale of the Golden Bear Invitational. On the far court, it's Western Connecticut State and Elms College. Western Connecticut, with a victory, will be crowned the champions of the 2014 Invitational. And for Western New England, they're trying to get back on a winning note, winning 2 in a row with a victory if they can pull this one out against Smith. And for the Pioneers, lost their last matchup against Western Connecticut State. They're 2-1 on the season, very early on for both of these teams in the fall. These teams will play well into the month of November in their season, with hopes and aspirations for the NCAA tournament in the Northeast New England region. And out of the timeout, 5-point lead for the Golden Bears. It's Kornberg serving. Diaz Marquez struggles with it. Voorhees recovers. Defensively sending it over is Allison Hardy. Sinchero. Kill coming from Skibinski. Yes. Skibinski got a good set from Sinchero. Gets the assist. And a great 1-2 combination right there. And it's Western New England serve. Kornberg. Diaz Marquez. And she sends it over. Backing up and retreating is Kornberg on the near side. And a great diving stop off the kill by Armstrong. 50-50 ball being batted around the net. Skibinski can't grab a hold of it. And Smith gets back on the scoreboard. 17-11 in favor of the Golden Bears. And a serve for Smith is Maylee Smith. Sends that one over to her. Kaharski. Cross-court kill off the light directly in front of me at the broadcast table. A lot of power behind that. And it's a Western New England point. Everything on the ceiling is in play. So if the ball goes out of your camera range, it is still in play. Hardy trying to go for the cross-court kill. Kornberg couldn't get a piece of it. Teams trading points once again, 18-12 in favor of the Golden Bears. Smith sticking around in set number 1. Coach Stothard over to my right, just giving a quick pep talk to his junior, Kelsey Armstrong. And it will be Sakura Tamaki to serve out of New York City. Alrighty, spins that one over. Dug out by Armstrong. She's going to get an opportunity here. Up off the pole and out of bounds. Another point for the Pioneers. 18-13. Tamaki to serve. No run-up, just a overhand spike. Lathrop goes for the quick tip. Smith is there. And sending it over is Hardy. Kaharski. Sincero right down the middle. Cameron did not get it into the blockers. Instead hits off the net. 4 hits for the Golden Bears. Another point, 18-14. Tamaki does not get enough of that one. Service error puts it into the net, and that's a fortunate break for the Golden Bears, as Smith had a good rally going. But they retain that 5-point lead, 19-14 the score. Jenna Luke on the serve to Voorhees. And that's blocked at the net by Lathrop. But Armstrong was unable to corral it, and Smith regains the service just like that. 19-15 the score in set number 1 between the Golden Bears and the Pioneers. Last second discussion with the scorers here. The official talking to Coach Fran Vandermeer directly underneath me. That was Rubin on the kill, the freshman out of Norfolk, Connecticut. They are checking the substitutions at the scorers table. Best of 5 sets, score to 25, then win by 2. If it gets as close as 24-24, or any combination that leads you to 24 points for both teams. As we are continuing in a bit of a delay here, we had about an hour delay from the start just because of a air conditioning issue in the Alumni Healthy Living Center. The field house and this entire building actually very warm today. The humidity outside does not help. That's why we had an hour from the scheduled start time. Games moved back from 11 and 1 to basically 12 and about 2:30. As the near side official is continuing to work on the substitutions. Coach Vandermeer getting a clarification. And Western New England maintaining a lead still, 19-15 on the far side. It's Western Connecticut State having a 1-0 advantage over Elms. They are doubling up the Blazers 12-6 over on that far court. And Western Connecticut looking to improve to 9-0 on the season. Very talented team for Coach Ferguson this season. But Coach Stothard's got a good group on his side as well, especially with the junior transfer, Olivia Lathrop, coming from Division II Southern Connecticut State University. As we are still waiting for it. Coach Vandermeer is actually playing a little pass with Shella Miller on the bench. As still some questions and concerns going on right underneath the camera. We have a bit of a breather here. A full Saturday action for Western New England Athletics at a home tennis match finalized a couple of hours ago between the Golden Bears and the Salve Regina University squad. But with that, we're back underway. Sincero to Lathrop, trying to work that far sideline, but Julie Voorhees is there. Eventually sending it over to Maylee Smith. Sincero, Luke, back to Sincero. And a great block by Jenna Rubin. One hand, full extension. Just reaches back and dumps that one on the Western New England side. And Smith, a big point after that brief pause. Trailing by 3, 19-16. And a missed opportunity is Dyra Diaz-Marquez lines that one right into the net for a service error. And Western New England gets a big break. 20-16 they lead. And to serve it will be Ouimet. On the far side, Voorhees on the dig. Sending it over is Hardy. Right to Ouimet. And we're going to go on the near side to Casey Cameron. Big dig by Diaz-Marquez. Kept alive by Tamaki. Eventually sent over. Lathrop. It's going to go right down the middle. And on the kill is Cameron. Voorhees went full dive on that far sideline. Couldn't get a good beat on it. 21-16. Western New England 4 points away from a set 1 victory. Dug out by Smith. Tipped over. Sincero right there. Luke decides to put that over herself, but Marquez is right there. And now it's Western New England's opportunity. Lathrop, yes. Comes right up on the set by Sincero and pounds that one home. 22-16. Western New England taking command of set number 1. And Ouimet to serve once again. Over to our right, Western New England, right to left in set number 1. Ouimet dug up by Voorhees. Diaz-Marquez going on the far side to Maylee Smith. One-handed dig by Luke. On the near side, it's Casey Cameron getting a piece of it were Rubin and Hardy, but they killed it just enough to allow for a soft point to fall in for the Golden Bears. 23-16 for WNE. Ouimet sends it over. Voorhees overhand dig. And Maylee Smith now getting a piece of it of the Golden Bears on the near side. It's Cameron, and that handcuffs Schaefer as Schaefer got caught in between the underhand and the overhand dig. And it's now set point for the Golden Bears, 24-16. Smith will have to stave off 8 set points if they want to continue this one. Ouimet on the serve. Voorhees dug out. Marquez far side to Maylee Smith. Blocked at the net, but it was a violation against Smith College. And with that, Western New England takes set number 1 by a score of 21-16. They lead 1-0 in this finale of the Western New England Invitational in women's volleyball. Take a quick look at some of these statistics for the Golden Bears as they are able to come away with the victory. For WNE, Carly Skabinski leads the Golden Bears with 4 kills. Ajusek with 2. Lathrop only with 1 in that first set. Pretty quiet for her standards, but her teammates picking it up. Casey Cameron with 3 kills. And service aces, it's Kornberg adding 2 more. Her service game has improved significantly in these last couple of games. She's performed very well. And we get a quick breather here for Smith College and the Pioneers. Once again, only 9 members on this roster. They just had to play a 4-set match less than half an hour ago. And see if conditioning comes into play. Thank you. Diaz-Marquez and Smith and Hardy each with 2 kills each. As a team, they hit .036. Western New England hit 200 in that first set. 12 assists for the Golden Bears. Jenna Luke with 6 and Sincero with 5. So a good balanced team effort. Hardy had 4 for the Pioneers. As we're in between sets 1 and 2, Western New England up 1-0. 25-16 they took set number 1. And you're watching this game live on the Golden Bears Sports Network, GBSN, powered by the PAC Network. Special thanks to the Office of Alumni Affairs and the Alumni Association of Western New England University for providing today's webcast. Tim Culverhouse with you on the call on this Saturday afternoon, just after 3 o'clock here in Springfield, wrapping up the day for this WNE Women's Volleyball Invitational. Step aside for a moment, get you some sounds of the gym, then we'll be right back with set number 2 between Western New England and Smith College. Hear Coach Stothard on the WNE chant from his team as they come off the bench. Ready to go with set number 2 as the Golden Bears have a 1-0 lead, taking set number 1 by a final of 25-16. The 4-2 Golden Bears and the 2-1 Pioneers. It's 22-11 over on the far side in set number 2 between the Colonials and Blazers. And the team switched sides, so Western New England in the Royal Blue serving first. Smith in the Navy Blue to receive. And it'll be Alana Kornberg, leading server on this team to start. And she begins it with an ace. Maylee Smith got caught in between on that. And it's an early 1-0 advantage. Good handcuff Smith. Let's see if Kornberg goes right back to her. Gets a piece of the net. Voorhees dives and makes the save. Allison Hardy with the tip. And Hardy's shot gets deflected at the net by Hajusek and Skabinski. And it goes out of bounds. Unable to rescue. It was Kornberg. And it's tied at 1. Some more moisture on the court as Skora Tamaki subs in for Smith College out of Northampton. And the sister schools up there. And Western New England, former branch of Northeastern University. Yes, way, way back. The origins of this college. And on the serve, Tamaki over to my right. The defensive specialist ready to go. Skies that one. Armstrong has it. She's going to get an opportunity back. Blocked at the net. Hajusek on the near side has it. Hardy. And the kill coming through by Diaz Marquez. Right between the front line of Hajusek and Skabinski. And it's a very early 2-1 lead for Smith. Tamaki to serve. Lobs that one over. Kaharski bumped around a couple of times. An awkward shot. So Kaharski wrestles it for Western New England. Skabinski, yes. Getting a piece of it was Rubin on the block. Then deflected it just enough to get over the next line of defense. And we are tied at 2. Kaharski on the service. Dug out by Diaz Marquez. Tip over the front. That was Hardy. Give it the kill. Just tips that one over the top of Hajusek, Lathrop, and Sincero. And Smith has the lead once again. 3-2 for the Pioneers. Dyra Diaz Marquez, the freshman. 20 assists entering this invitational. Solid player for the freshman. Kornberg on the dig. Gonna go on the near side to Hajusek. Dug out by the server, Diaz Marquez. Sent over by Hardy as Kornberg. Set by Sincero. Lay throw pass to overhand, backhand, a good save by Tamaki. Kornberg, Sincero, far side. It's Armstrong, and Smith tries to keep it alive, bounces off the net. And after a pronounced rally, it's another point for the Golden Bears, tied at 3. Jenna Luke to serve, Dumont, New Jersey native. The sophomore setter, one of 2 on this team with Sincero. We have some rotation questionings from Coach Fran Vandermeer, but all seems to be in order. Luke sends that one over. Voorhees, Diaz Marquez on the near side. Maylee Smith, she tries to go cross court, but right there was Kaharski. Long tip from Luke, but Voorhees recovers. Luke, Kaharski, far side, blocked at the net. That was Hardy and Rubin getting a piece of the Armstrong opportunity, sending it right back into the WNE side. And it's now 4-3 in favor of the Pioneers. Allison Hardy to serve. Sends it over, it's Kornberg. Luke, near side, Armstrong, dug out is Hardy, but right into the net. Missed opportunity for the Pioneers as the team substitute out once again. Tied at 4. In set number 2. And Wimet. 11, 12, and 13 for Western New England. Kelsey Kendra Casey. And it's number 12, Kendra Wimet serving. Over to Voorhees. Diaz Marquez sets on the near side. It was Shella Miller getting a piece of it. And out of the reach of Jenna Luke, and last-ditch attempt by Wimet is out of play. And Lauren Schaefer subs in for the Pioneers. The serve will be the libero, Julie Voorhees, Ramona, California. Sophomore up at Smith. Voorhees just over the net. Hard serve. Dug up by Kaharski, far side. Cameron one-hands it over, but Smith is right there. Maylee Smith on the tip. And Jenna Luke on the full extension dive. Cannot get a piece of it. And Smith regains the lead. And Voorhees will serve once again. Working on this near sideline. Sends that one over right to Kaharski. Sincero tipped over by Lathrop. Nice diving dig by Diaz Marquez. Maylee Smith to Luke. Kaharski back on the near side. It's Sincero. Diving stop by Voorhees. And then it's Diaz Marquez. Maylee Smith back to Kaharski. Far side. Casey Cameron. Another diving stop by Diaz Marquez. Great rally between the two teams here. Sincero, Lathrop, getting a piece of that was Diaz Marquez, and keeping it alive for the moment was Dangalan, but well out of play. And it's 6-5 in favor of Smith. A very long point as more towels come out onto the floor. A lot of moisture on this court as the humidity in this building. A lot of bodies, a lot of play from 4 teams in here. That will do that. So 6-5 Smith. Once we get the moisture hung out. And after all of that, it's actually going to be a Smith point. My apology. It was an illegal hit by the Golden Bears. It results in the opportunity for Smith with a 1-point lead. more confusion going on. And now it seems all is in order as it will be Voorhees serving for the Pioneers. Brief pause. We're back underway as Voorhees lines it up. Sends it over. And it's misjudged by Kaharski as that one seemed to die at the last second. And it's an ace. Voorhees sends it over. And another miss hit by the Golden Bears. This time it's Wamette. She couldn't handle it. And their feet will be playing an issue for both teams. It is. Picked up the temperature in here. Oh, there was a mix-up on a couple of ends down here. The score is actually now 10-4 in favor of Smith College. That forces Coach Brett Stothard to take a timeout. We apologize for that. Don't have the luxury of the scoreboard directly underneath us, but it is 10-4 in favor of Smith and Western New England. Western New England holding a 1-0 lead. Looking to win the last two of this WNE Invitational. They'll be on the road in the middle of the week before returning home. In a couple of weeks, there's actually an Invitational down in Trinity. And out of the timeout, Western New England sends out Sincero, Lathrop, Luke, Wamette, Kaharski, and Cameron. They will be on the defensive side. Serving are the Pioneers of Smith College. And the timeout ends, and we will have Voorhees serving once again. She's joined out there by Diaz Marquez, Smith, Schaefer, Dangleland, and Shella Miller. Voorhees. Look out by Wamette. Luke, far side, Casey Cameron, and that's right to Dangleland. And near side, Shella Miller, and that gets over Jenna Luke. She thought that was going out on this near side, but that was in with about a foot to spare. And Smith now. Good run for the Pioneers. 11-5. And another missed opportunity for Western New England. That attack error. 12-4 the score for Smith. Tripling up Western New England, and it's been all beginning on the serves of Voorhees. Voorhees just over. Kaharski gets underneath it, and a miscommunication between Sincero and Luke. Coach Stothard making a substitution as his team has been flustered by this Smith attack. 13-4 in favor of the Pioneers in set number 2. Voorhees ready to go. Sends that over. Dug out by Wamette. On the near side, it's Lathrop. Didn't get much power behind it. Smith is there. Schaefer goes trying to go far sideline, out of bounds, and Western New England gets a much-needed break, trailing 13-5. Lathrop's serve, not her best, as she hit that as soon as she did. It was clear it was going short. And 14-5 in favor of the Pioneers. The serve will be Smith. Some more questions about substitutions, rotations, and score down low from Coach Vandermeer. (14-5) the score for the Pioneers. Smith, jump serve. Right to Amet. Sinchero working around that netting was Casey Cameron. That's a great shot from her. Went right along the net, cross court, and found some open space. And that's a big hit from your senior captain in Casey Cameron. Sinchero to serve. Spun that one over. And Schaefer, that's blocked at the net. Hanging around the net, it was Schaefer, and we will have a violation against the Pioneers. Another point for Western New England. 14-7 the score. Sinchero could use a nice run to get the Golden Bears back in set number 2. High to Marquez. Schaefer goes for the tip, but right there was Skibinski and Cameron. Opportunity for the Golden Bears. Doug sets. Skibinski gets the piece of the net, but it does go over. Smith sets this time, going cross court. And that was Shella Miller with the kill, deflected off the blocker's hands. And going out of bounds on that far side. And that's another point for the Pioneers. 15-7 they lead. Miller on the service. To Amet. Sinchero sets over to Habinski, or Hajusek, excuse me. Combined a couple of names on that one. And Hajusek powers it right into the net. And another point for the Pioneers. 16-7. Miller on the service. Kaharski's dig goes right over, but Smith tries to go for the quick one. Voorhees on the hit. And it's a violation against the Pioneers. Some subs coming in for Western New England. Getting a good break on that one. That was WNE. Still trailing 16-8. And it'll be Kornberg to serve when Coach Stothart has called upon her and the rotation has led her to it. She's been big for Western New England. Diaz Marquez able to punch it over right at the net. Sinchero sets, but we will have a net violation called against Sinchero. She just bumped it on that set. And Smith gets the ball back right away. 17-8 the score. And the serve will be Sakura Tamaki. Tamaki spins that one over, right on the line, on his near side, on the kill. That was Skibinski. And yes, back judge ruling that one was in. Just barely. But Western New England will take the point. And it'll be Kaharski to serve. Right at the top of that and falls backwards. And Western New England, nothing really cooking in this set, as it's been one and dones for the Golden Bears. 18-9 the score. Golden Bears being doubled up by Smith in set number 2. On the service, Kaharski, Lathrop sets. There's Armstrong. And now Smith. As Smith hits it high. Hajusek going cross court, well out of bounds. Making 19-9 in favor of the visitors and the Pioneers. Another substitution. Sam Heffer takes out Armstrong. And it'll be Diaz Marquez to serve. Heffer, and a bad dig by her. Bounces well out of bounds, out of the reach of everybody except the WNE bench underneath us to my left. 29 the score. Western New England in trouble here. Sinchero on a set. Heffer gets it over. Dug out by Tamaki on the near side. Big kill coming from Jenna Rubin as she powered that one through for another point. Coach Stothard giving some instruction. 21-9. And that service hits the net from Diaz Marquez. That's a big break for the Golden Bears. Still trailing by 11. But any opportunity is a good one. Carolyn Hajusek, the senior out of Northfield, New Hampshire, serves that one over. Dug out, going far side, blocked at the net. Kaharski gets a piece of it, and Western New England has to send it over. And now is Voorhees on the overhand. Some miscommunication between Kornberg and Hajusek results in another error for the Golden Bears. 22-10 now for the Pioneers. Allison Hardy to serve. To Kaharski. Sinchero sets, going far side to Sam Heffer, blocked at the net. Good recovery by Lathrop. That's tipped over into the far corner by Hajusek. And just found that spot. Weak over on the far side and allowed for the point for the Golden Bears. Still being doubled up, 22-11 they trail. There's the near side official doing some more discussions with Coach Stothart. Some subs coming out. And Wilmette and Cameron come in. And Wilmette will be the one serving. And the official still waiting on the delay, but now we're good to go. Wilmette serve towards that back corner, and they will say inbounds, just catching an inch of that yellow line. Just enough, and Wilmette will serve once again, 22-12. Wilmette spins that one over right to Voorhees. Set by Diaz Marquez. Tipped over into the middle. Kaharski with a nice diving save. Far side. That was Cameron. Saved by Voorhees going cross court. And Western New England with another opportunity. Lathrop on the runaround. Yes. Lathrop right between Rubin and Smith. Gets a much needed kill after a long rally. 22-13. Still the big lead for the Pioneers, but Western New England does have 3 in a row. Wilmette still over the net, tipped right at it. Sinchero tried to get that over, but instead gets the benefit of the doubt as Rubin sends that one out of her own back line. It's 22-14 now. Wilmette just over the net. Voorhees on the dig. Set by Diaz Marquez. Maylee Smith. Right to Hajusek. Far side at Casey Cameron. Blocked at the net, but it goes out of bounds. Another point for the Golden Bears. 22-15 now. And it's a timeout taken by Coach Vandermeer as that lead has gone from 22-10 to 22-15. And Western New England on a bit of a rally here. This is a momentum timeout by Coach Vandermeer. Just trying to square everything away. And out of the timeout, Western New England still needing a good rally to make this second set interesting. On the far court, Western Connecticut State sweeps Elms 3-0. So they finish this tournament undefeated 3-0 and improve their record for Western Connecticut State. The Colonials, very solid start to the year, making 8-0 for the Pioneers. 22-15 to score. Wilmette on the service, out of the timeout by the Pioneers. And we're ready to go. Sends it over left to right, goes cross court, last second change. And that was getting a piece of it now for the Golden Bears. Hajusek sent over by Kaharski. Set Diaz Marquez and into the net. That was Rubin. 22-16 now. Western New England making it interesting. And Wilmette. Jump serve. Sent over. Dug out by Dangulan. Bailey Smith. Wilmette. Sinchero. Service. Lathrop. Directs that one right to Dangulan. Diaz Marquez set. Maley Smith goes cross court. Trying to pick out that side, but it's 22-17 now. As Western New England is continuing to chip away. That's 7 in a row. Wilmette. Set by Dangulan. Diaz Marquez. Far side to Rubin. That's blocked. And they will say out of bounds. Just barely out. That chair official over there had it called. And that's a big point for the Pioneers. 23-17 in favor of Smith. But a much closer game than what it was about 5 minutes ago. And now Voorhees to serve. Jump serve. Dug up by Kaharski. Sinchero on the set. Over to Cameron. Tipped at the net. Set. Maley Smith going for that back tip. Wilmette's there. Sinchero go to Cameron on that far side once again. Blocked at the net by Schaefer. And also there was Miller. 24-17. Set point for the Pioneers at number 2, trying to tie it up 1-1. Would automatically guarantee a fourth set in this one. Voorhees on the serve. Well out of bounds. Good decision there by Wilmette and also Kaharski. So 24-18, 6 match points or 6 set points to stave off. Olivia Lathrop will have to do it. Lathrop sends it high right to Dangulan. On the side, Maley Smith. Dug out by Lathrop. Sinchero. Far side, Casey Cameron. Right to Voorhees. Blocked at the net by the Golden Bears, but it falls on their side. And Smith College takes set number 2, 25-18. And we're tied at 1 here in the HLC Fieldhouse. Teams will switch sides. I'll take a break. Put the sounds of the gym back on. You're listening and watching to this finale of the WNE Invitational between Western New England and Smith College on the Golden Bears Sports Network, powered by the PAC Network. And we're back for set number 3 between the Golden Bears and the Pioneers on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Teams switching sides once again. Western New England now will be moving right to left. Thank you very much. A quick statistical breakdown of set number 2. That Smith College took 25-18. Saw the Golden Bears make 33 total attacks, only hit 291 in that set compared to 143 for Smith. So a much better offensive system working for Coach Vandermeer and the Pioneers in set number 3. And Smith will serve to start set number 3. That was Jella Miller. And they have the ball back once again. Miller from the backside. Dug out by the Golden Bears. It's going to be on this near side. Kelsey Armstrong. And it's blocked out of bounds by the Golden Bears, or for Golden Bears point. 1-0 early advantage in set number 1. Carolyn Hajusek on the serve. Sends that one deep. Dug out by Miller on the far side. That was Hardy. Hajusek. Near side, it's Armstrong. Right at the net. Getting a piece of it was Diaz Marquez. Armstrong once again blocked out of bounds. Once again on this near sideline. 2-1 early lead for the Golden Bears. 2-0 early lead for the Golden Bears. My apologies. Jusek still serving. And it's short into the net. Service error for the Golden Bears. 2 so far for WNE. Make that 3 and 5 for Smith College. To serve will be Sakura Tamaki. Actually bounced that one off of her foot. Something you don't see every day. But Tamaki ready to serve. The righty sends that right to Kaharski. On that near side, it's Armstrong. And yes, Armstrong off the hands of Shella Miller. For the point for the Golden Bears. 3-1 in favor of WNE. Kelsey Armstrong. Last second substitution will be Kornberg. And Alana Kornberg will get that long run up for the righty. Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Kornberg goes short right to Diaz Marquez. Gets a piece of it. Allison Hardy. Dug out by Kaharski. Sinchero. Going to go on the near side. It will be an illegal rotation by the Golden Bears and another point for the Pioneers. (3-2) the score. Get some video right back. Dairo Diaz Marquez on the serve. Dug out by Kaharski. Sinchero. Lathrop. Didn't get a lot behind that one. Tamaki was right there. And getting a lot of that kill was Maylee Smith. Going down that far side. Hajusek and Kornberg were there but could not handle it. And that ties it at 3. And Luke will come in for Hajusek. Diaz Marquez still serving. Still a good crowd here at the HLC Fieldhouse for this WNE Invitational finale as Marquez spins that one over. Sinchero, Lathrop far side, out of bounds. Lathrop had her spot picked out but could not find it. And that gives the lead to Smith for the first time in this second set, 4-3. Third set, excuse me. Teams tied at 1. Just over the net, dugout. On this near side, it's Casey Cameron. Does get it over. It's 50-50 ball right at the net. Getting a piece of it was Lathrop. And it deflects out of bounds for another point for Smith. Substitutions as Maylee Smith gets a word in with the far side official, just asking about the latest rotation. Pioneers still serving with Marquez. 2-point lead, 5-3. Sends that one in. Yes. You could hear Kaharski yell out misread that one, and now it's a 6-3 lead. Diaz Marquez. Kaharski gets it this time. Set by Luke. Lathrop right in her wheelhouse. Diaz Marquez could not do anything with that one, as Olivia Lathrop just powered that one home. Still trailing by 2 are the Golden Bears. Lathrop sent over. Diving stop by Hardy. And an illegal hit by Diaz Marquez. Has a deficit to 1 for WNE. Over on the recreational side of the field house here, due to a broken air conditioner in this building. Very hot. 50-50 ball. And a net violation called against Smith. That ties it at 6. Lathrop sends that one over. Hardy gets a piece of it. Diaz Marquez far side to Smith. And yes, Maylee Smith finds a spot on that far side and gets the point, as Smith gets the point for Smith and regains the serve. 7-6 now in favor of the Pioneers. Substitution, we'll see Hardy come out in favor of Dangwalan. The lone senior on this squad, Samantha Dangwalan, out of Round Lake, Illinois. Dug up by Cameron. Back over to Cameron on this nearest side. Saved by the Pioneers. Sent over by Diaz Marquez. Kaharski. Luke. And on the far side, it's Skabinski. Wrapping it right around that pole. And that ties it at 7. The serve now will be Sinchero. Sinchero. Pick out by Dangwalan. On the near side, it's Jenna Rubin. And she sends that one well out of the back. And Western New England regains the lead, 8-7. Sinchero. Dug out by the Pioneers. Sent over by Maylee Smith. A good dig by Western New England. And a bad set by Sinchero looking for Skabinski. Instead, results in an error. And a point for the Pioneers. Tied at 8, thank you. Scoreboard directly underneath us, so it's a manual count for us. Ajusek goes for the tip. Late reaction, but Diaz Marquez gets there. Maylee Smith on the far side. She goes for the tip. Skabinski handles it. Ajusek, a lot of power behind that. Dangwalan saves it. Good rally brewing here between the two teams. And the far side, Skabinski softly over to Dangwalan. Now back over to Maylee Smith. Good save by Sinchero. Set, coming through. Good dig by Kaharski. Set by Kornberg. That one goes over by Cameron. Marquez. This side, it's Shella Miller getting a piece of it for the Golden Bears. Ajusek. Yes, Ajusek. Finally, a very long rally. Diaz Marquez sends it into the net. And Ajusek wins the point for the Golden Bears. 9-8 the score in favor of the Golden Bears. A very warm environment still in this HLC field house. No, not real moisture an issue, just the heat. Cameron, right to Maylee Smith, coming over the middle, and they will say out on this near sideline. Going for the kill was Schaefer. So Western New England opens up a 2-point lead. Cameron, sent over, dug up by Dangwalan. Coming over by Shella Miller. And it was blocked up front by Skabinski. And also Hajusek, combining those two names. Gets the point over, 10-9. Lead down to 1 for the Golden Bears. for the Pioneers. It's Smith. We got by Cameron. Set by Sinchero. Far side, Hajusek getting a piece of it with the blockers up front. Set on the now is Shella Miller. She sends it long right to Cameron. Far side, Hajusek getting a piece of that was Smith. Back over to Maylee Smith. Sends that one well out of bounds on the back end. Teams trading points midway in this rally. 11-9 lead for the Golden Bears. Grace Kaharski to serve. Still got on that far side right at the net. Tipped over by Smith, but illegally so. And WNE gets the point. 12-9 the score. Kaharski serves. Diaz Marquez digs. One-handed opportunity by Schaefer. Saved by the Golden Bears. Hajusek trying to go down that far sideline. Dug out by Voorhees. On the near side is Shella Miller. And a piece of that was Cameron. Far side Hajusek once again tries to direct it, but right to Smith. Back over to that far side. It's Diaz Marquez. Blockers up front get a piece of it. Hajusek. Now it's over to this side. Armstrong. That's saved. Far side Diaz Marquez again. Dug out by Sinchero very high. And the kill back court right in front of that near official was Lathrop. 13-9 in favor of the Golden Bears. Sent over, dug out by Dangwalan. Coming up over the middle, that was Schaefer. Didn't get a lot of power behind it, but angled it so off the hands of Lathrop for the point. Both teams in double digits, 13-10 in favor of the Golden Bears. We're tied at one set apiece in this finale of the WNE Invitational. Miller on the service. Right to Kaharski. Set. Hajusek comes flying through, but it's right at Voorhees. Maylee Smith sends it. Marquez sends that one over. Sinchero sets. Cameron gets a friendly bounce from the net. Smith keeps it in. Schaefer goes for the tip. And Sinchero jumped just too early. Another point for the Pioneers. They trail by two, 13-11. Shella Miller on the service. Kaharski digs it out. Lathrop doesn't get everything on that kill. Sinchero, not the best set, but still a point for the Golden Bears. 14-12, they lead. Jenna Luke to serve. 2-point advantage for Western New England. 3-point advantage, 14-11, excuse me. Luke's service. Dug out. We're going to go on the far side to Hardy. Right at Cameron. Luke. Lathrop. And we will have a miss hit against Smith. 14-11. Golden Bears with the lead. Luke. Serve once again. Low just over the net. Hardy. We got by Cameron. Sent over by Luke. Opportunity. Schaefer goes for the tip. Getting a piece of it was Kaharski, but nobody was there for that second chance opportunity. Some more substitutions coming on for both teams. 15-12 in favor of the Golden Bears, but the service is in the hands of Samantha Dangwalan. Dangwalan right at Armstrong. Lathrop on that run-up. Yes, that's become her bread and butter. Great set over the hand of Ruben and Diaz Marquez. And a point for the Golden Bears. Couple more questions as we wait for the service coming from Kornberg. Western New England up 16-12 in this third set. Teams tied at one set apiece. The winner will get second place in this tournament. Western Connecticut State has already claimed first, and Elms has claimed last. Winner will be 2-1 in the Invitational. Western New England would improve to 5-2. And Smith with a victory would improve to 3-1. Kornberg to serve. He's ready and sends it over. Took out by Tamaki. Over on the far side, it's Hardy. Tipped over. Getting a great piece of it was Jenna Luke, but Sincero couldn't handle it. A great stop by Jenna Luke, just getting one hand underneath that. (16-13) Golden Bears with the lead. Diaz Marquez on the serve, right at Kaharski. Lathrop just one hands that one over. On the near side, it's Cameron, blocked at the net. Kornberg and Luke go back, and Sincero has to bend that one over. Voorhees, now on the near side, it's Hardy, right at Kornberg. Luke, far side, Sincero, off the head and shoulder of Dangwalan for the point. A good rally once again, but the point goes to Western New England. Up by 4. Lathrop serves. Right at Voorhees. Diaz Marquez, far side, Smith. And yes, right on that baseline for the point. Both teams fighting hard on this very warm Saturday afternoon in September. A broken air conditioner, an hour delay, and 2 full matches of volleyball on the docket. Dangwalan sent over. On the near side, Skabinski, yes. Skabinski right down the middle, takes the set and fires that one over. Subs coming in for both teams. Western England will be serving with Sincero. Up by 4, 18-14 the score. And the sophomore setter is ready. Just over the net. Going to go on the far side to Shella Miller. Kornberg. Skipped over by Skabinski. Diaz Marquez sets. And that's Rubin, but Western England is there. Ajusek with a powerful right-handed swing between the two blockers up front. And that's a big point for the Golden Bears, 19-14. And that forces Coach Vandermeer to take another timeout. Our team trailing by 5, Western New England. 6 points away from taking a 2-1 lead here in the HLC Fieldhouse. Take a step away for just a moment. We'll get you right back after the timeout. Out of the timeout, we are back. It will be another service for the Golden Bears with that 5-point lead, 19-14 the score. Sincero ready to go. A line drive dug out by Smith. Smith's going to send it over for the Golden Bears. Diving stop by Kornberg. On the near side, it's Cameron. Right at Dangwalan. Set. Far side, Maylee Smith tips it over. Getting a piece of it on the dive was Sincero. Unbelievable effort to just get a piece of that one. Shella Miller goes into the net, and you can credit that point to Sincero. Full extension, one-hand dive. A big point for the Golden Bears there. The first to 20, 2014 they lead. And Sincero got that right hand underneath the ball, popped it straight up. Sincero. Voorhees digs it out. Set by Diaz Marquez. And on the Western New England side, it's going to be Hajusek. Yes, cross court. Boomer. Right inside that back baseline for another point for the Golden Bears. That's 21-14. And another timeout taken by Coach Vandermeer. Her team facing a big run from the Golden Bears. They are 4 away from taking a 2-1 lead in this set, or in this match. Been a long day inside the HLC today. This field house very, very warm for volleyball teams going through day 2 of the Invitational. And this will be the finale of it. As Elms and Western Connecticut State finished up about half an hour ago. Time approaching 4 o'clock here in Springfield. 3:53 to be exact. 21-14 the score. Western New England and Smith deadlocked at 1 set apiece. Western New England 4 points away from taking a 2-1 lead. Sincero will be serving. Over. Full palm on that one was Dangwalan. Wasn't expecting it to return to her, but she got it. On the far side, Skabinski deflected off of Smith and Rubin for the point. And it's 22-14. Now Jessica Sincero once again. 3 points for the set victory. Sincero's knuckleball dug out. Going through the middle, it's Smith, and the tip one tries to just dink it over, but too soft into the netting. And it's 23-14. Western New England coming closer. Substitution in as Dangwalan comes out in favor of Hardy. And Sincero still with the serving opportunity for the Golden Bears. Sends that over. Smith. Diaz Marquez on the near side. It's Rubin. Right at Sincero. Kaharski. Far side Hajusek. Right at Voorhees. Marquez. Haley Smith. High dig by Sincero. Western New England sends it over. And a fortuitous bounce off the netting. Smith. And Smith College unlucky on that one. But Casey Cameron just flipped it over, gets the point, and now it's set point for the Golden Bears. 24-14 they lead. And to serve it, Sincero once again. Smith has an opportunity, and it goes well out, and Western New England takes set number 3. The Golden Bears, with a prolonged rally to end set number 3, are now 1 set away from a victory in this match to go 2-1 at their home invitational in 2014. Teams will switch sides, and we'll step away for another moment as Western New England leads Smith College 2-1 on the Golden Bears Sports Network, powered by the PAC Network. And special thanks to the Office of Alumni Affairs and Alumni Association of Western New England University. We'll be right back. And we are just about ready to go with set number 4. Western New England up 2-1 over the Pioneers of Smith College. And team switching sides once again. The Royal Blue Golden Bears taking on the Pioneers. Some quick stats from that third set updated totals. Carly Skabinski leads all players with 8 kills. Lathrop and Hajusek right behind her, along with Casey Cameron with 7. Maylee Smith leads Smith College with 7 kills as well. Western New England took that set 25-14, looking to improve to 5-2 on the season. They can come away with this set victory, or a victory in this match in general. Anna Kornberg to serve to start this second set. Sinchero, Luke, backside back to Sinchero, tipped over to Maylee Smith. Now on the near side, Diaz Marquez getting a piece of it. Kaharsi, good teamwork right there to keep it alive, but so too does Smith, and then it goes out of bounds, going almost the length of the court was Smith. She couldn't get a piece of it, and it goes out of bounds. And the first point of this fourth set goes to the Golden Bears. Kornberg right to the back of that defense. Lathrop, Luke, far side over. It's Cameron, deflected into the middle of the defense and in for a point for the Golden Bears. Kornberg to serve once again. Some more moisture on the court. Still very warm in this building. A lot of sweat and humidity forming on everybody and everything in here. But it's almost done in this one. At least one, maybe 2 more sets on the afternoon for Western New England volleyball. Kornberg gets it over. It's dug out by Miller. Kornberg has it. Luke, Lathrop on the tip. Hardy. Miscommunication. Kornberg over towards Cameron. Dug out by Diaz Marquez. Then Miller has it. Softly sending it over was Voorhees. On the near side, it's Sinchero. A one-hand dig by Diaz Marquez, or by Smith, excuse me, but not directed in the right spot. It's 3-zip early for the Golden Bears. Some more precipitation on this court. Been about 6 hours, almost exactly, since teams have been in here practicing and preparing for these matches. Goes along with all of us here on the GBSN staff. And it is starting to cool down as less people are here, but still no air conditioning. Very warm temperature for the players, especially Western New England wearing those long sleeves. Serving Kornberg still. 3 straight points for the Golden Bears. The knuckleball, and there's an ace. That had a late dip right at the shoe tips of Shella Miller. And Western New England gets the point. Kornberg directed over by Miller. Sent over by Voorhees. Kornberg, Luke, Cameron. And still in play, Smith sends it over. And a nice play by Jenna Luke, ever so clever. Looked like Lathrop was coming through with that big wind-up, but instead she just dinks it over, gets on the score sheet herself, and that's now 4 in a row for the Golden Bears. 5 in a row for the Golden Bears. Alana sends it over, dug out by Smith. Set. And a free ball opportunity. Kaharski. On the far side, it's Cameron. Voorhees once again. Smith. Now on the near side, it's Diaz Marquez. That's right at the net, but it was blocked by the Golden Bears. Hardy has defensively sent that one over. Kaharski. Kornberg back into play. And Lathrop sends it in for the Golden Bears. Allison Hardy tipped at the net by Cameron. Luke goes for the back corner. Yes. Luke 2 in a row. Just places that one, an early 6-0 lead forces Coach Vandermeer to take another timeout. That's her first of this second set. But Coach Vandermeer not liking what she sees after a quick 6-0 run to begin set number 4. Western New England, with the victory, would take the match. If Smith can rally back and take set number 4, we will go to a 5th and final set here on Saturday afternoon. Coach Vandermeer still talking it over. Western New England back out on the court. Coach Dothart really nothing to complain about in set number 4, as his team has been just about perfect. Coach Vandermeer sends her troops back out. Trailing by 6 in set number 4. Trailing 2-1 as well. And it will be Kornberg. And the whistle signifies we are ready to go once again. And Alana Kornberg will send it over for the Golden Bears. Right at Voorhees. Hardy has to send it over to Koharski. Lathrop, and it's blocked, but right on their side. Schaefer gets a piece of it, but keeps it on her own side. That's 7 in a row now for the Golden Bears. Kornberg, just over the net. Hardy, dug out, having to send it over from the back. That's Smith. Free ball for the Golden Bears. Lathrop, full runaround, yes. That one was beautiful. You can see Lathrop, full extension on the run-up, and just powered that one through. That's 8 now for WNE. 8-zip they lead. Kornberg. Hardy. Diaz Marquez back to Hardy on the near side. Koharski's there. Luke over to Cameron. Cameron, that gets blocked back over to the net. On the far side, it's Sinchero, and there goes the shutout. Sinchero's shot goes into the net, and Smith gets on the board, still trailing 8-1. But Sinchero had an opportunity and just powered it into her own net, her own side of the net. It's coming over. Koharski, far side, Cameron. Caught in between with Smith, but she sent it up just enough. Luke. Another play by Jenna Luke. That's 3 in these last 2 sets where she just recognizes the defense extending out for the kill, and instead she just dinks it over herself for the point. Lathrop serves that one. Voorhees, Diaz Marquez, Hardy. Western gets a piece of it. Lathrop. It's Cameron. Tipped. Smith has it. Far side. Blocked at the net by Skabinski. Tipped over. Jenna Luke. And instance of you take it, I got it, or I take it, you got it. Well, one day I'll get that analogy right. But a point for the Pioneers. Still trailing big in set number 4. 9-2. Quick breather for the broadcaster and also the players with more moisture on the court. Tim Culverhouse here with you on this Saturday afternoon for some Western New England University volleyball. To serve Diaz Marquez. Skabinski, yes. Skabinski got that one. Great set from Jenna Luke. And she just powered that one straight home. In double digits are the Golden Bears, 10-2 the score. And Sinchero will be serving. Palms that one over on the near side. It's Maylee Smith out of bounds. No deflection needed on that one as Smith just had far too much power behind it. And it will be Sincero. 11-2 the lead for the Golden Bears. .50-50 ball at the net and just placed over by Jenna Rubin. Pioneers still trailing by 8, 11-3 the score. They need a big rally of their own to stay in this fourth set and in this match. On the service is Danguilan. Sent over slowly. Kaharski on the near side. Out of bounds. On the kill, that was Cameron. But it was deflected out. So another point for the Golden Bears. 12-3 the score now. Didn't see that deflection initially, but the official is much closer than I am. Caught it right away. And Casey Cameron will be serving for the Golden Bears. Cameron spins that one over. Danguilan has it. On the near side, here comes the attack from Shella Miller, but it's into the net. Western New England up by 10, 13-3. And Coach Vandermeer takes another timeout. That is her second of this set, so the rest of the way, the Golden Bears could theoretically run the table without any timeout stoppages coming from Smith College. With a 10-point lead, 13-3 to score in this fourth set with a 2-1 lead. And out of that timeout, Karen will still retain the serve for WNE. Smith looking for anything they can to stop this momentum for Western New England and send it to a fifth set. Cameron gets it over. On the far side, it's Allison Hardy. 50-50 ball up at the front, and that was one too many hits for Smith College. They were scrambling, trying to get that one over, but they took one hit too many, and it's 14-3 now in favor of Western New England. Cameron right into the net. Tried to get just the tip of the top and send that over, but unable to do so. 14-4. And the serve will be the libero, Voorhees. And that was instead in. No, it wasn't, excuse me. They did catch that pole on the netting. Out of bounds. And Kaharski to serve. Heat may be an issue for both of these teams. And that one does go out of bounds. Voorhees tries to angle that one onto this near sideline, unable to do just that. Make it 16-4 in favor of WNE. Kaharski dug out. On the near side, it's Maylee Smith. And Smith delivers some of her own heat on that one. Couldn't handle the fastball, was Sincero. The point for the Golden Bears. Sincero checking out her left hand. May have caught a stinger on that. Maylee Smith serves. Dug out by Cameron. Now Lathrop runs over and tips it. Smith coming through. It's Diaz Marquez getting a piece of it for the blockers, and Kaharski sends it blocked back over by Kaharski. On the near side, it's Hajicek. And yes, Hajicek powers that one home. More subs coming in for both teams. Western New England running up the score in this one, 17-5 in favor of the Golden Bears in this fourth set. And Jenna Luke to serve. Luke, Voorhees, and Danguilan have a bit of a confusion up front. And more confusion between Maylee Smith and Lauren Schaefer. not communicating well on that play. It gives another point to WNE. Jenna Luke. Look up by Dangland. Voorhees on the far side. It's Miller. Set. Going far side. Blocked at the net. Kaharski. Good reaction. Save. And that time it was Hadjisek. Now on the near side is Diaz Marquez. And that's going to go out of play on the far side. You're getting a piece of it. Was Cameron, but well out of play. 18-6 the score. Smith needs to chip away here. Keep their afternoon alive. Shella Miller spins that one over. Kaharski. Luke, near side. Armstrong. Dug out. Now back over to the far side. It's Hardy. Cameron gets a piece of it. Luke going back corner. And a great play by Jenna Luke. Once again, she has mastered that play this afternoon and just sent that far corner, making 19-6 in favor of the Golden Bears. Kornberg to serve. She's been an ace in the hole, no pun intended, for Western New England. Goes with a two-hand serve that time. Marquez has it. Now it's Hardy. Goes for the tip. Luke. First we've seen of Amy Thompson today, in this match at least. Coming up to the front. Lathrop, yes, with the kill. And Lathrop has that one perfected. Good set by Jenna Luke. And Western New England is the first team to 20, make it 20-6. Alana Kornberg goes with the righty serve that time right into the net. And Smith gains another point back, 20-7 the score. And a serve will be Sakura Tamaki. High arcing serve, Kaharski. Lathrop, and that's blocked right at the net by Jenna Rubin. And Rubin just went eye to eye with Lathrop and sent it right back to her. Tamaki over. Cameron gets a piece of it. Luke into the middle. That was Thompson. Opportunity going cross court. Luke has it. Kaharski over to the backside. It's Cameron. 50-50 ball at the net. Great diving stop by Maylee Smith. Keeps it in. And Lathrop got that one in between. Saw her mouth the word higher to Luke. She had to almost punch that one through. But Smith still trailing 20-9. That's 3 in a row for the Pioneers. High serve, Kaharski. Luke. Cameron behind her, but she gets it over. Smith. Set by Hardy. On the near side is Schaefer. That was Rubin, excuse me. Now on the near side, that was Howdeshell. Or Thompson. Luke. Over to the far side. It's Cameron. That's blocked. Up and out of play. Point for the Golden Bears. That's 21. 21-9 they lead. More substitutions coming in for both teams. We see Tori Howdeshell all the way to Fairbanks, Alaska, coming in this one. 21-9 the lead. Coach Stothard emptying his bench. And Howdeshell puts it right into the net. 21-10. Will be serving for Daira Diaz Marquez, freshman out of Puerto Rico. Just off the top of the net, back onto our own side. Western New England inching closer and closer. 21-22-10 the score. 3 points away from a match victory. More substitutions coming in to get the serve to Sincero. Sincero. Miscommunication on that back end. Tamaki unsure if that one was going to land in or out. And that late reaction caused a mishit. Another point for the Golden Bears. That's 23 now. 23-10 the score. Another serve, nearly an ace. Good recovery by Hardy. Haley Smith, dug up by Kornberg. Sincero down the near side. It's Hajicek. Sent high into the air right at the net. And that was Diaz Marquez unable to control it. And it's match point for Western New England, 24-10. It could be the last point of this afternoon in volleyball in the HLC. Sincero sends it over. Hardy. Tamaki. Diaz Marquez. Kornberg set. Going on the far side is Hajicek. Tried to go for the dink play. Diaz Marquez is there. Good dig that time by Howdeshell. Far side Casey Cameron. In piece it was Diaz Marquez. Now it's Maylee Smith for the tip. Getting a piece of it was Sincero on the dive, but they will say no, she did not. That did catch the floor, or a double hit. So, end of match, not quite yet. 24-11 in favor of the Golden Bears. Still a mountain to climb for Smith, but they will at least be serving. And to serve for the match, Stangleland. Dug out. On the far side's Hajicek. And that will do it. Hajicek's kill goes off the arm of Maylee Smith. And Western New England finishes their own invitational with a record of 2-1. They improve to 5-2 on the season as they come away with a victory on that. 25-11 in the fourth set, The other sets, Western New England takes set 1, 25-16, loses set 2, 18-25. Then they win set number 3, 25-14, and 25-11 in set number 4. As the Golden Bears finish up 2-1, Western Connecticut State finishes at 3-0. The Colonials remain unbeaten on the season. Western New England improves to 5-2. Smith sees their record evened at 500, 2-2. And Elms College yet did not win in this tournament. So that will be the end of this afternoon's broadcast, which started way back at 11 a.m. this morning, an hour delay. 2 volleyball contests, a change of court. And now we are all set for this one as Western New England comes away with their last 2 victories over Elms College and Smith College. For everybody here at Western New England, the Golden Bears Sports Network staff, I've been Tim Culverhouse. Had the pleasure of calling these games for you. The women's volleyball team will be on the road for the next week as they go up to Keene, New Hampshire, and then will not return home until the end of the month, September 24th, when they open up CCC schedule against Gordon College. The next broadcast on the GBSN will be on Tuesday for a women's soccer matchup at 4 p.m. at Supernan Field. So once again, for everybody here at GBSN, thank you very much for tuning in on this Saturday afternoon from a hot Alumni Healthy Living Center. I'm Tim Culverhouse. Have a good rest of your Saturday afternoon.
Okay.